Hey everybody, it's Amanda, living in the real world. I'm in the real world, not the kind from the MTV show from the 90s, but I'm in the real world, doing real things, talking about real life. I just want to know what in the bleep is going on. I want to say words like F-U-C-K, but I am not going to say that on this channel. I'll say shit, but I'm not going to say that one. Okay? What's this? What is this money? What is this? Why am I sitting here with my coat, my hoodie? I'm ready to go. I'm fired up to work. So, this is my paycheck. You can count it. 1, 2, 3, 20, 30, 1, 2, 3. $333, folks. Okay? $333. Where's my notebook? Where's that? Which one of you guys stole it? I want to know. If you needed it, let me know. Oh, here it is. I found it. Don't worry, I found it. I found it. It didn't get too lost. I got stuff flying at it. Things are going crazy pants. This is going back in here. So, I don't even know where I put this. We'll just throw it in there. We're going to the budget side. We're going to talk about the real things here. About living on a low income. Where is it? Where is it? Alright, it's March. We're in March, right? I wish I would have wrote my calendar out. It would have been easier to explain, but I didn't. This is my notes. You can't see these. Not that they're really all that important. So, I waited. What was my last paycheck? Where is it at? Did I put this in all wonky or what? I did. Let's make sense first. Let's make sense. While we try to breathe in our nose, out our mouth, try not to have a full-fledged mental breakdown / panic attack here. All right, here we go. So, my very first paycheck was this here, this week. And it was $21. I did not count it in this budget, you guys, because I put it in my gas tank. This is a slow week for gig working. This is the beginning of the month gig working situation. $424. Let's see if I have it written down, my previous 543 there. Almost 600 there. I mean, this is after gas and, you know, maintenance expenses. I've been terrible about showing you guys maintenance. Like I already did an oil change again. So I need to put that in this next, not this one, but the next week's budget, which I have to reprint out because I totally fudged that one up. Don't worry, I know you do it too. It's okay. We're human. We make mistakes. It's just paper. I can print it out. So what in the hell is this? So if my first paycheck, so I started at the end of February. My first paycheck was my training time, which was 5 hours for $21. And I got paid today, which is the 10th. What is that? What is that? This is frustrating. I'm frustrated. I'm going to get paid weekly from this job. But this has been from last month until the pay period ended on Wednesday. What is that? So let me put something into perspective for you guys. I'm a low-wage income earner. I make less than I have ever made in the last 10 years working this job. I went into work on Saturday because I had Sunday, Monday off, and I got sent home. Well, we don't have hours. This town is very small. It's very slow. I'm trying to give it a chance. I'm trying to be like, I need to give this a chance. That way I'm not spending all of my time driving. But I already spend all my time driving. I'm a gig worker, right? If you don't know what gig working is, it's DoorDash, Instacart, Grubhub, Uber Eats, Uber, Lyft, Rover, Airbnb, all those things. It's gig working. It's a side hustle. Etsy to me is a gig job as well, honestly. But to be honest, because I was so busy trying to focus on doing this job so efficiently, and it was taking all of my brain power, working with people that aren't super friendly, who aren't really used to people coming into their tribe, as they called it. I'm confused. Is this what I'm supposed to live off of every single week? Plus whatever time I have left to gig work? Because if I'm going to be working 8 hours a day at this fast food restaurant, and I'm going to be gig working, how much time do I really have to gig work? So in a week, I would say a week and a half's time. We'll say a week and a half, right? We'll give it some grace. So I only made, focusing on this job last week, $196 on my gig apps. If I go to the city and I do all the things, I make around $600 to $700 a week. That's what I was making before I moved to this tiny town. And I was spending $10 a day on gas. I'm wondering if this is even worth it. Is this worth my time? Is this worth it? I mean, $333 times 4 weeks is that much. Let's do the math. We can do the math. We can do the math. Now, that's not including Jordan's pay, but we're going to go over that in a minute as well. So, minus 3. So, I'd be short $1,700. Now, with working 8-hour shifts, 4 to 5 days a week, and getting the world's cruddiest gig working days off, I think that I could probably bring home maybe $150 to $200 a week, because I'm spending all my time at the store. So that, we'll say $150 a week. So let's do the math. We're going to do the math. This is where this is really important. I'm not just showing this to rant and rave and get angry. I want to show you guys the truth. The truth of why I do what I do and the reasons for what I do. Okay? So this month alone, I need 3,000. Dang, this pen is crap. That is a crap pen. We're gonna find a different pen. Let's search in our pouch. Let's see if this pen is worth something. $3,056. This is where it's important, okay? I get a lot of people messaging me on this, believe it or not, on Instagram, on Facebook groups, all the things. Well, what do I do? What do I do? How do I know if what I'm making is worth it? Do the math. So this is just this month. This doesn't have anything on here. This does not include my wallet. This does not include any regular living expenses. This is just my bare bones budget to survive. This is not gas. This is not food. This is not pet supplies. This is not household supplies. This is not talking about any of my other sinking funds that I need to survive. Okay? Because we're real talking here. So if I made $333 times 4, that would be, so Amanda's pay, which would be $1,332. So we'll redo the math because I want it to make sense to me and to you. So 3,056 minus 1,332. We need 1,722. Okay. So Jordan actually makes less than I do. So I'm going to do the math because I don't want to show you guys how much he makes an hour because it's sad and pitiful. I need to write this down because I have to take out taxes. An estimate of what I think taxes will be because you don't know anymore, right? So 3. So this would be how much he would get paid. Possibly, mind you, I'm taking out 23% for taxes. It's probably more than that, but times 4. So 1,219.68. We're just gonna say that's the estimate. I truly believe that it's actually more than that. This is a month. And I'm honestly thinking it's more like 26% because I worked for this company as well. This is the same place that owns the pizza joint, but it's a car wash. Okay, so we're going to do the math. 1,722 minus 1. We'll just do the 1,219. Wait a minute. We're messing things up. 1,722 minus 219 equals. So we would still need $503. And mind you, this man is working in a car wash, so he comes home wet. He comes home from being in the wind and in the cold. I know that's not going to last forever because spring is coming, but spring here is the same as winter. It can snow all the way through May here. So if we made 150, actually let's be generous, 200 a week on gig working plus our both full-time hours. I'm going off of the state full-time hours, which is 32, which is what this town goes by, not 40. So times 4. Now this is not including gas, you guys. So I'm gonna take out, trying to do the math in my head. We'll take out 200 for gas. We'll be generous. So let's say we make 600 off of gig work. Because realistically, there's an 8-hour shift for both of us. And then there's only how many more hours left in the day? Gotta be real. We gotta be real. This is real talk. This is me really talking about real life. I can work 14-hour days. Jordan does not do well working 14-hour days. Most humans don't work 14, 15-hour days, right? Go figure. That's why most people, and I've asked tons and tons of folks out there just for independent, self-funded research. If you worked 8 hours, would you go out and work again? Would you truthfully do it every day? No. No, most people don't. I'm crazy. I do it. I'm weird. I do weird things to stay afloat, right? So, let's do the math. So, 503 minus 600 leaves me with $97 for the entirety of the month to fill my wallet, which is empty. You've seen it. We have fuel, groceries, household, pets, Etsy and online, which is not a necessity, but these things are. My money, not a necessity, but if I walk around with no money long enough, I will eventually get sick of it. My boys, they need funds. And oh shit, because shit happens. How would I fund all of this? Yeah, I do get EBT food stamps, and I'm finally willing to disclose how much I actually get. That's it. That's all I get. $311. That's not even $100 a week in groceries right now, with grocery prices being really high. So what am I going to do? What am I going to do? I have some thoughts. Now, I mean, mind you, I can't count my YouTube check, which is usually around $100 a month. I think my last one was $111. I cannot count Etsy in this, you guys, because it's a blessing, not something that's a guarantee. I know you can tell me gig working's not a guarantee, but I've been living off of it for years now. Gig working is what purchased this home. Yeah, I was getting paid enough to somewhat survive my bills, right? I mean, I was pinching every single penny. I'm pinching my pennies even more now. I don't go to the store. I'm not spending any of this money on Amazon. I'm not spending any of this at Costco. I'm not going to go and do all the things that some people do with this money. This is all going to have to go to bills. Actually, I'm going to say this is going to go to bills, and this is going to go to my gas tank today. Because I'm going to go out there and I'm going to work as much as I can doing gig working. Somebody wanted me to do gig working videos. I am not going to do that because number one, I don't disclose which companies I work for, and two, it's a privacy violation for 2 of my gig apps. I've tried my best to give you some clues on what I do, but I can tell you summertime is pretty darn good for gig working, especially with what I do. So something has to change. I did the homework. I did the math. Something has to change. Because this isn't working. This might mean that we have to drive to the city today and start pounding that pavement to find better paying jobs. Because depending on where you live, maybe depending on how much you're getting paid. Our minimum wage here is much less than the city because it costs more to live in the city, but the city is a 23-minute drive one way. Most of you guys make that drive anyway to work, right? especially if you live in a city. I was told this in comments. I'm curious. But this is all we have. That's all we have going towards bills for the week from my regular paying job. I'm not including what I have with gig working. I'm curious to see what my gig working will look like. But this is not acceptable. This is never going to be acceptable. Most people can't live off this because I'm here to tell the truth. I can't live off of this every week. If I was a single human without having another person, and even then, being on a low income, no. I think on average, between the two of us, he would make less than this a week. But just remember, you guys, if you're struggling, because like I said, this is the #1 question I get asked. Well, what do I do if I don't make enough? Time to do the math, and it's time to have a change. Because this is not working. It's not working. Right? It's not working. If this is not working, it's time to figure some new things out. So, the average wage in the city right now is anywhere between $17 to $20 an hour. I'm curious to know what I can do. I'm curious to see what we can find. So, as always, you guys, I'm going to end this video here because I got to get my butt on the road. I'm going to go do some gig working, and we're going to keep on rolling, just like Limp Bizkit says. But do what you can with what you got, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye, guys.